Hello. Weird. Weird. Okay, we're back. Back again. Technical difficulties as usual, but stick around. We'll figure this out. You're watching Let's Paint TV, the world acclaimed, award-winning, television programming that you cannot get enough of. And for us to help you out, we are going to fulfill that as best we can every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. As mentioned, we're just going to try to figure things out here. We are not necessarily set up for we're not set up to run at full speed at the moment, but we will get going here. So just go get some coffee. I'm going to have to get some coffee too here. I'm going to let the people know over on Facebook land that we are alive and well, and that we are providing this service to you free of charge, unless of course you want to support the cause, support Let's Paint TV. You can do that by various ways. You could buy a t-shirt, a painting, or just donate to Let's Paint TV. That is that simple. That's that simple, and we make it easy for you. Multiple ways, however you feel comfortable. It is your prerogative, your possible ways, means, possibilities. Okay, I'm gonna get some coffee. Looks like everything's sort of working. A little better than what we were having yesterday, where I was basically having a conniption fit right off the get-go. But today it doesn't look like that's what we're going to have. It's going to be like clear skies, and it is clear for the most part. The rain in Spain mostly rains in the plains in Spain. It's over. The rains are over. And now we're back to 24/7 sun. Sunny days. Okay, like I said, I'm going to get some coffee here. Feel free to give me a call while I'm out getting coffee. That way, for certain, we will not be able to answer your call. But that way you could at least say I tried, but I knew I was going to fail because you were not going to be able to pick up the phone. But at least I could say I made the attempt. And you can make the attempt right now. Feel free to call us, 818-528-4516, while I'll be gone for about 2 minutes. So call me in between that time and just have the phone ring, and I'll be right back. right, we are back. Hello, everybody. We're back again on the program. 818-528-4516. We are going to stumble and bumble and figure something out as we get going here. I was talking about the other day that there's some art fairs going on in Miami. How I always feel awkward in being at those kind of art fairs. Not that I've ever been to the one in Miami, but just other art fairs around that I've been to, just basically here in Los Angeles, mostly, I guess, over the years. And I always feel awkward and naked and like a peon. I feel like well, not even, yeah, I don't know if I feel naked, but just feel like a loser ultimately. But anyway, I've just sort of found out without really knowing beforehand that some of my paintings are actually hanging in one of the art fairs in Miami right now. So, and thanks to Dana who posted that over on Facebook, on my Facebook page. There's a picture. Also on Instagram, there has also been some postings also. So maybe in reality that is probably the best. That's the beauty. That is the beauty actually about being a visual artist, where you make artwork. Usually, unless you do performance stuff, which I guess I do too at times, or one might think that I do that, and I guess I have ventured into that. But what's really nice, ultimately, what is the nice thing about making art, products, paintings, sculptures, is that you don't have to really be once they have a life of their own, or they can. And so that is kind of nice. Well, I guess video, this program, this program being watched, and how many years from now? Though the way we categorize the programming, we don't really distinguish or highlight what's really going on these programs. So I think, in the fact that we do so many of them, I really doubt that anyone ever actually will see this program in its entirety, past to just today's viewing. It is going to get lost in the shuffle. Let's hope. Believe me. Let's hope that's the case. The case. Let's hope that's the case. All right. Yesterday we had a breakthrough, and yet at the same time it was an epiphany of sorts. Okay, let me fix that camera shot. But I ended up not staying with what I thought I was going to do. Let me just show you. Maybe you can see what happened. But I basically ended up reverting back to what I feel most comfortable with, and that is some form of definition of. I gotta say, I'm not the most comfortable with willy-nilly, energetic flow, Progressive Insurance mannerisms, and leave it at that. I have a hard time dealing with that or accepting that has any validity, and yet ultimately it can, and it does, and I just not. Anyway, so I ended up converting that painting, which had a nice Bouyer base, and made a very large, which I think is really the one. I like the idea of doing them larger than what I had been doing. These baseball cards, sports cards, basketball cards. So there you have it. There you have it. So I worked on that late into the night. That is it. Thank you so much. Good day. Okay, I'm having some coffee. 818-528-4516. Thanks again for being here. I don't know what's going to happen today, but we can partake in some form of festivities. And I got my treadmill turned on, so at the very least, I'm going to get some exercise in, and maybe as I get going, maybe actually get some paint going on too. We do have some paintings that we could probably work on. Maybe I should put one up. I got this one, that undersea thing, that needs a little help, so maybe I could put some. I got some spots in there that I'd like to add to it. I don't know. Though I'm wondering, what's the point? What's the point? You know, what is the point sometimes to do really anything? Why even bother? Is sometimes a question that we might want to consider. Why should I even bother? Why should I bother? Why should we even go forward with it all? And my response is because we know that in the process itself, we will find salvation. We will feel we'll feel better about everything. Things start to gel. Is kind of what I'm trying to say, and I think we kind of battle with that each and every day. If we're honest with ourselves, or battle. If we have battles, the battles that we might be having, then that is something that shows up quite a bit. And we just have to trick ourselves to know that if we get going and continue with the fun that we know is available to us, then we'll feel better. Things start to click. Possibly. that is the big question sometimes. If that ever really materializes, and particularly if we feel like we know, or if we question, if we question ourselves too much. I think that's it. If we're going to question ourselves too much, then we really won't get going. Maybe just only question yourself maybe a couple of times, and then maybe we got to move on from move into another quadrant of thought as opposed to the questioning. Maybe that's worth thinking about. Questioning. How many questions should we ask of ourselves in terms of what we want to try to do, or be who we want to be, who we are. At some point, I think we just need to get moving. I mean, I know that quite a bit for the most part, that I probably need to just keep moving. As opposed to not. So let's think about that. Let's move some stuff around here. Feel free to call us here if you'd like. 818-524-5. I'm going to take this off the canvas, off the easel here. And we'll put it over here. See what that. Kind of look at it from afar. Some level. All right, that's the. I like. I gotta say, I like that painting for for the Freedom. I'm always interested in the fresh. It's like freshly baked bread. I'm addicted to that. Nothing worse than eating stale bread. Nothing worse than looking at a painting like what we're about to look at. What we're looking at right now. This other painting I've been kind of dabbling with. It is almost like, there is the twice baked potato, which is pretty good. I gotta say, twice baked potato. That is, if you're gonna do something more than once, make it a potato. Make it a twice baked potato. But when it comes to belaboring and suffering succotash with your painting, I find it can be a lost battle right from the get-go as you further investigate into these scenarios. However, having said that, it is still a challenge to decipher or to figure out, and maybe we can all get along. Maybe we can all make two tails and two heads of it and make a gigantic monster. I like that idea, actually. Two heads and two tails. A two-headed, two-tailed monster. All right, ideas always showing up here at Let's Paint TV because we keep moving. All right, I don't know if that's worth trying to depict pictorially. I don't know. And, frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn only because I can. I can afford at least. Well, I can't really afford it, but hey, we got some chats in here. Ryan and 8-Bit Acid, have you ever thought about shaving your entire body and living in the ocean? No, I have not, 8-Bit Acid. But that is a great idea. All right, lots of great ideas coming forth from both inside the chat room and also out of my paradigm of sorts, out of my vestibule. All right, I've had some coffee. I've had plenty of it. Checking my emails at the moment, which is always a good thing to do while live, to show how committed I am to you, the viewer, as I try to escape, find ways to escape from the impending presentation that I have before you, which again, award-winning. Hey, what's going on, operator? Okay, 818-528-4516 is the number. Let's move some windows to the right and to the left. And let's get going. You know what? I'm realizing I need to drink some water. I didn't even have it. All I had, well, no, did I have some water today? I guess I did. Sometimes I end up just drinking only coffee and never drinking any water. Not a good thing. I don't recommend that. If you're going to have one or the other, you better have the water. Don't just have coffee. But that's not a good thing, frankly. Or it cannot, or could very well be a scenario. Anyway, Let's get some. We're going to get our little knee braces on here, if I can get them to work. Okay. Velcro is not working so well right now. There you go. That should do it. There's one down. Let's get the other one going on here. All right. There we go. All right. Let's do it. Okay. Not really. I'm not motivated, and yet I am motivated. I'm motivated. I have a lot of things. Okay, let's do this. Press enter. Okay, let's do it. Select mode. Yes, manual. Yes. Okay, I guess that's it. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. 2 miles an hour. Boom, 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 boom. Geez, I have a lot. I hate to think that I'm going to rework or finish this painting, but I will a little bit at the very least. But I feel like I want to do something else. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't like having to spend too much time, and maybe I should though. So I go back and forth, and I guess that's what I'm going to end up doing, is going back and forth. And you never know. Sometimes you surprise. You know what? One can be surprised by the virtue of the platter of possibilities, of options that may find their way but if we're lost, as it's apparently pretty obvious that you can tell I'm somewhat lost, at least at the moment I'm lost. I'm lost. I just have a lot of things I want to do, and I'm not necessarily. The reason why I feel lost is because I don't feel like I guess one ends up feeling that they're lost because it's not that they're really lost necessarily. It's because maybe you have all these things you want to do and you're not doing them, and that's a form of being lost, I think. Or let's go with me on this. Go with me on this, will you? All right, I don't know, but I guess I feel a little lost because I'm lost in doing something else when I suspect that I'm not really and I think maybe we all have this problem, not being at full have full genesis of what we need to do or what we should be doing, and that's a tricky prognosis. And I guess, when you see people that are very seem to have it all figured out, then it seems as if they don't have those issues, and that they the grass is greener on the other side of the road, and so we tend to think that maybe they have it all figured out. And lo and behold, you find out that they are chock full of insecurities themselves, because for the most part we are all human beings, and we all have to deal with certain issues such as that. Okay, I heard in I'm losing you on that. I heard in Lost every. Okay, I can't read that. Maybe it's just the type is too small, which I guess it is. 818-528-4516. Feel free to chat. Feel free to call us. I'm kind of getting my my bearings, my ball bearings, my sacks, my sack situated, Coldy sack. Okay, 818-528-4516. Okay, so so I guess we're trying to resurrect this if possible. I'm gonna probably have to do some new maneuvering in the process of doing this. Now, you know, I gotta say, I'm kind of willing to. Well, we were making these basketball players, and it would be kind of strange to kind of throw them in this picture plane, or you know what I mean, or some of the comic book information that we have, you know, been working from too, could also be somehow added. Would be kind of fun to somehow show, include. Only because I don't really have any true commitment one way or the other, so it's kind of fun to possibly do that. Now, that's just a thought that I may or may not do, and I guess I'm overthinking it now. Yeah, overthinking it, which is it's a valid thing to do. Overthink. One should consider the overthinking of a lot of things, just because it could be it could be just be a fun deal to think. It's good to ponder, as I mentioned that yesterday, I believe. Okay, so that's about where we're headed. That's about what's coming from here, from the Let's Paint TV world as you know it, the world that we know it. And I'm not really interested in the nautical scene anymore. Never really was. I'm not really. I could care less about fish. Though I like to. I think they're really, really with old that have dried up paint. So dried up paint, it's kind of, you got these serious paint boogers that kind of bug me more than not. But we're not going to let it get to us. As you know, we got to just keep, I would say, hacking away. Now, the beauty about the hack away, as compared to, say, the figured out scenario of the smooth operator, is that it's not so slick, which I like that. I like the idea, too, that maybe somehow there is a struggle, or and it becomes not so slick, because sometimes the slickness has issues too, of sort of the one and done feel, as slick can be, again, a freshly baked cookie, freshly baked bread out of the oven. Slick can be seen as such. You could imagine that, and that is very tasty. But think of it as remember that is also deceptive, because the heat and the moistiness of the heat of the texture is what gets you. But it might not actually taste very good. But you've been deceived to thinking that the out of the oven, freshly baked whatever bread, bakes, pies are really delicious, and I don't get me wrong, they are. But as that bread settles, as the cookie crumbles, as it becomes stale, as it has a new life, it has to hold. It has to hold, and think of a painting in that sense. A lot of times I get bamboozled. I get tricked into thinking falling in love.
with the freshly painted anything. It's so beautiful. Just the wetness of the paint is so beautiful, so sexy. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then yet, as the painting dries, it starts to get stale, and it has to have a new life. It has to have its own life, and the life that it lives has nothing to do with the freshness that was from the original origin, right out of the oven, right out of the womb. And just like a baby, love those babies, don't we? But then when they become teenagers, watch out. All right, same story. When they become adults, watch out. So you got to think that it's not all one way or the other. And so I'm equating slickness in painting to freshly baked bread. That's what I'm coming down. That's what I just discovered, is that we got to be careful about slickness in art, cleverness, the extra one-upmanship, smarter than you, freshly baked paint, sexy. Okay, Prospect loves this painting. Okay, well, I'll just leave it on the camera here for you to look at, and I don't have to paint on it. It's kind of done, I gotta say. There's just a little part here that I wanted to bring back, or bring about. So let me see if I can figure this out here. So in this case, see, this is a painting that was fresh at one time, but we added more freshness. And by such, there is something else that is created, maybe another layer. Photoshop layers, which I cannot figure out. I tell you what, that whole layer thing in Photoshop, just don't get me started on that. Don't even try to teach me that. I'm not going to figure that out. I put a block on that. I put a cock block on that. Fuck that layer crap. All right, 818-528-4516 is the number. You're watching Let's Paint TV. We're talking about art. We're talking about whatever may be on our minds, at least on my minds at the very moment here. Reading your chats, taking your calls, 818-528-4516. I'm about to resurrect this painting, though, again, I'm not, I rather, again, my mind is somewhere else with other opportunities and other possibilities. Let me check my emails. Maybe that opportunity's showing up right now. Let me check. Okay. Okay, 818-528-4516, taking your calls here. Okay, no, nothing of importance coming through the pike. That's all right. I talked about this the other day. We do spend a lot of time waiting. Years ago, they always talk about actors being warned not to wait by the phone for the phone to ring, and now it's not so much the phone rings, but now we all look at our smartphones and look for the latest email or someone trying to interact with us, and I would suspect that we don't really want to think of it in the same way, waiting for that phone to ring. Don't spend any time there, too much time, because we need to generate one needs to generate the success or the motive, the movements within oneself. We need to remember that deep down it is your output, not your input. So being input from others, emails, phone calls, and the like, and that is important, and it's helpful and it's beneficial. But ultimately, we have to put forth and plow through and take a break from all the sort of almost the chatter. It's like chatter. That's a job. That is a job. Being someone, you know, checking up on everybody's chatter in terms of for national security. Man, what a job! How could you? That must be a. That could easily be. That could be a comedy show. I could see that being. We could make that a comedy. Working at the NSA, and a group of people in a little room, looking after, observing everyone's chatter. All right, maybe not. Okay, a lot of possibilities here. I have yet to put any paint down on the canvas, but I have been kind of. It's not like I hadn't been looking at it. It's not that I'm not aware of what the canvas is doing in this presence, and I'm just letting it kind of, sort of letting it pick up. It's almost let it take off for me, if possible. See, somehow it can lead me to the promised land. Can it take over, and it can be part of my aura, at least for the moment. But it's not. I'm not getting it yet, but it might happen. Already a half a mile, guys. We haven't even broke a sweat. I'm just sort of walking, and let's go a little faster here. 3 miles an hour, guys, on the program. Let's Paint TV here every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon. Don't forget, we got paintings to sell. I got lots of paintings. Go to letspainttv.com and click on the shop link. There's lots of possibilities, lots of variables for you to partake in. I don't know if it's that you would partake in. I guess if you were to buy or peruse, I guess you would be perusing at the very least. And if you were to partake, I guess that would be that you were to purchase. To partake is to purchase, I would imagine. Another thing I was thinking about is the goal. Someone has the goal. Someone has the gall to do such and such. And I'm wondering if that has something to do with the gall bladder, the gallbladder. I don't know. I'm wondering. Okay, maybe some of you crack linguistic, knowledge-based aficionados could figure that one out. Okay, I'm just sort of enjoying a good run right now, frankly. I got to tell you, I'm not necessarily in any hurry to do anything other than just sort of do what I'm doing. Do the do, guys, if you can. Do what you got to do if you have to. If you can't, then don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. Enjoy the nothingness. There's nothing better than just smelling the roses and taking it easy. Do that too. Do what you ever got to do, but do it. If that is nothing, then do that. Do nothing. Don't have to do everything. You don't have to keep moving. I tell you, it feels good to move, but it also feels good to do nothing. It feels good to just kind of sludge away right now. Slodging, kind of just sort of moving a little bit here. Let's turn on the fan. We'll get painting here, guys. You know what? Also, my brushes are chock full of black paint. I know I got an excuse for you. So I need to clean the brush if I want to do what I want to do, which is sort of add some yellow. And I don't want the yellow to mix too much with the black in my brush, which would be giving me too much green. These are things that worry, we get bogged down, we get stuck, and we don't want to move. And it's all right. It's all right if that is the case. If that were the case, if that is it, if that's all there was, if that's all there is to it, then there's nothing wrong with that. With that being the case, I mean, it could easily be a valid. Always trying to validate, aren't we? Aren't we always trying to validate ourselves? Every day. So I'm just trying to put some little bit of. This is supposed to be little plant stuff. Maybe I should go more green. I just got to be careful with that green. It's always more troublesome than by itself. So I'm going to try to smack it with some other colors if I can. Not so much worried about how it is his relationships, how this is relating to the rest of the painting. I'm not really. I just knew that I was looking at the painting prior to being here in this position. Knew that this area needed some extra attention, but I'm not looking at the full picture plane for the most part. Though I should, or I could. We are kind of. We are kind of aware. We are aware of something's going on, guys. Something is going on. We are making decisions right and left, right and left. Go a little faster. 3.5 is a good price. Always a good pace. I like 3.5. $91 calories. Roughly, it's about 100 calories to a mile, but we're only at 0.86 miles. Maybe it's more like 110. Usually, I've noticed if I go 2 miles, it's always about 220 calories. I don't know if that's really true or not. Okay. All right, we're getting into it. Painting takes us a while to get going, but we're into it. And then before long, we're going to be out. Okay, let me slow it down here. 3.5. Now, I could be ruining a good thing. There's no doubt. I'm aware of that. It's okay though. It's all right if that becomes the case. I mean, maybe at some point we want to find some form of conclusion. But honestly, it's okay one way or the other. It's go with the hunch if you can. Go with the hunch. Whatever seems to you think is working for you or against you, go with that. Think about it. The can't say it. Intuitive nature can prevail. You can't succeed by being intuitive. I would think. I want to think. Guys, if you can't be all intuitive in what you're doing in the creativity land, then life ain't worth living, guys. Life ain't worth living if you can't be intuitive and rely on intuitive maneuvers. It's important, I think. You wanna not have to think. I think so. But I just thought about it, so I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about it. That's entirely possible, and that's all right. That's all right. I could have taken some pictures, used photographs as reference here. But I'm a little sick of that. Or I'm lazy. That's what it is. I'm lazy. That's right. I forgot. I'm lazy. Plus, I rather have a little more freedom and with the imagination. But it is an option for sure. And it might, in some ways, might benefit from that. Now, I'm thinking, here's an idea. Now, I don't know if I want to follow up with this idea, but I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to try. And that would be to take this as information that we sort of worked out on, but now get a really larger canvas and basically do the same thing. But now this time we sort of know where all the structure, and then that way possibly we can keep a fresher paint quality, slicker, that freshly baked feeling. Maybe we could bring that back so that we can trick the viewer. I don't know. But I like the idea. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about the tricking or about how bad being any more slicker. But I guess the only thing that I object to in this piece is the too much history on the palette, on the canvas. There's too much history of past misdeeds, misdoings, failures. There's too much failure in here that I've tried to overtake with fresh paint. And I'm not convinced that I like it enough to be satisfied, or I'm curious. I'm curious that maybe I could go further with it. However, my interest wanes. It pales in comparison to what I really want to do. What do I really want to do? Which, of course, I don't know. I don't know. That's why we just keep hacking away. Which is fine. Hack away, guys. Maybe put some thought into it. But if you're putting too much thought into it and not doing any painting, well, then just paint. Paint anything. Paint anything. It's okay. Maybe something shows up in the painting. At the very least, something will show up. Something might... New leads from the movement of the painting process, of the observation process, from the movement, people. Maybe something comes from that. All right, 1.28 miles. But I'm going to still hack away on this. I'm going to still hack a shack it. I'm still going to give it some extra bit, a little bit of some kind of love dimension. I got rid of that booger. See, these little paint boogers. I do have a problem with paint boogers. They do seem to bother me more than maybe anything else in my life. I wish that were the case. But we can definitely get very immersed in the creative process so that it does take over your life, and I think that is just great. I think that's great. I got to tell you, might as well let that be the case. Well, that just about concludes the show here today. I'm your host, Mr. Let's Paint. And you're not. Okay, 818-528-4516. There's just another minute or so left on this program. But I want to just thank you all for being here. Thanks again for another exciting program that I put forth. Thanks for watching is what I'm trying to say. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends, will you, that we are here every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon. We conjecture on many things, including the creative mind, and trying to encourage you to sprinkle some more creativity into your life, however that is, however it may be, whatever you like to do, just do it in the creativity land, okay? Until tomorrow, bye-bye.